Just Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I do hope you're having a wonderful Monday night, a Monday overall, and a great start to your work week. We have had quite a bit of weather across the eastern seaboard. Parts of the eastern seaboard is going to see an issue for tonight as far as temperatures and some precip. Has to do with that area of low pressure that was moving through the Midwest. Now you're getting the tail end of it as that system continues to move offshore, but you are dealing with the threat of colder conditions, of course, at any time. We're talking about colder conditions and precip. We don't like that combination because we do have the potential, of course, for any type of wintry precip. And that is something we just don't love around here at all. Here at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I certainly do hope you're all having, again, a great day and just an overall positive start to your week. There's a lot to go over. Now, I normally start off with our radar. I'm going to dip down just a little bit there because I'm trying to get to my whole system here. I normally start off with my radar and then I'll go to my temperatures. But because temperatures are a big part of the story, I want to go over the temperatures first. And then we're going to go to Weather Watcher TV or Weather Watcher TV 2012 joined. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going over our temperatures first, and then we're going to go over the overall weather pattern. So, first things first, we know we've gotten some precip, especially downwind of the system that's moving in through along the East Coast and into the Atlantic. So we're going to track that for you. We're going to talk about what's the issue here as far as the downwind or downstream situation and why that's a concern again with the precip and the temperatures. The combination together, we don't ever love because it just gets a little nasty, especially when we're talking about black ice and things of that nature. All right, so these temperatures right now are, I think, a little impressive for some of you, considering that just a couple days ago, you guys were all hot and it was all warm and it was all fuzzy, wasn't it? And now we're seeing some 30s and some 40s. Philadelphia, you're in the low to mid 40s right now. We've got New York also in the low to mid 40s. New Haven, we're at 41 degrees. Boston in the upper 30s, and you can see the icon there, right? Some of you do have some rain in the mix for your forecast. But if you take a look at the overall general pattern, you can see, get a really great snapshot of what the overall weather pattern is for the nation. Okay. So we can see there's a bit like of a U shape, if you will, like through the Midwest, well, down through the Central Plains, Southern Plains, and then up and along the Eastern Seaboard. See how it kind of goes, makes a little bit of a U, a horseshoe, if you will. Well, that is interesting because that's going to give us our overall pattern for the next couple of days. I know there's so many technical things. And thank you so much to our weather watcher, Dave Velez, certified weather watcher, who's giving me the thumbs up on everything, telling me that he himself is not loving the weather. And this is a guy who is a fan of cold weather. But we don't like it when we're combining it again. After a couple of hot days, then you get some rain, and then you get those temperatures that could be flirting with the freezing mark. And that is not what we like around here. Like Buffalo, right now, you're just below the freezing mark at 31. Pittsburgh, you guys have a little bit of a wintry mix there at 38 degrees. We have a pair of threes in Detroit and Chicago, Green Bay in the upper 20s. Minneapolis, Sioux Falls, 34 degrees, seeing 30s for Bismarck. And then we're going to head on in that direction soon enough. Let's come back towards the East Coast. We've got, again, Philadelphia in the 40s along with Baltimore. Roanoke, 53 degrees. Charlotte, 61. Charleston, 69. Jacksonville also seeing upper 60s. And a little bit of precip in the mix. Miami, you're currently at 78 degrees. So once again, I'm going to show you in a few seconds what the overall weather, the precip looks like as this storm system that the genesis was the Midwest, right? So it continued to move along, make its way eastward as weather generally does. We always talk about that. Weather works from west to east. And in this case, that's exactly what it did, right? But what happened was it also brought along with it a cold front. Ta-da! So the cold front comes along and, making things what it does, cold. It's called a cold front. How do I know this? Well, because I was given the moniker Queen of Cold Fronts. And no, it's not because I have a cold heart. No. I'm actually, somebody once referred to me Well, somebody once referred to me as a Mrs. Field cookie. You guys might know her. A lot of you guys might know her reporter, Noelle Gardner. She was called me a Mrs. Field cookie. She's like, you're hard and crunchy on the outside, but chewy and gooey on the inside. So that's a true story. Hey, Noelle. But yeah, we're seeing some 40s and 30s across Eastern Seaboard through the Midwest. Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, you guys are going to get some interesting weather over the next couple of days. We'll talk about that shortly. We're cutting across through the plains, seeing lots of 40s, some 50s as well. Through Colorado, let's see. I thought I had Colorado. Yeah, there you go, Denver. There it is. Denver, Colorado. I was like, huh, what? That was like, did I just go right past it? Denver, Colorado, 62 degrees, thermopolis 59. This is what happens when you're up. Literally, I've been up on a time pattern that's 12 hours ahead of my actual time zone. So, just so that you all know, another update on the app. We are having some final things that we're getting done. And so I'm having to work 12 hours ahead. So it's just a completely different sleep schedule. Not that I sleep anyway. That's the best part of it. I don't. So Colorado, there you are. 62 degrees for Denver, Albuquerque, also in the low 60s, 20 degrees warmer for Phoenix, in the 70s for St. George, Utah, one of my favorite places, Salt Lake City, 65. Hello to everybody there. 56 in Boise, Whitebird, 53. Portland, 54. Redding, 59. San Francisco in the 50s, along with Los Angeles, flirting with the 60s there. San Diego, you are in the 60s. Currently 65 degrees and clear skies. Boy, are you lucky. Are we lucky here across Southern California? But I did want to show you again what's happening as far as our radar goes, SATRAD, because here is an overall look of our current conditions, right? And that's fine, all fine and dandy. But we have to see what's happening with the overall weather patterns. So you're going to see right off the bat these little dots here. So I think I told you guys last time that I had gotten a request during one of my shows. Hey, there was an earthquake reported. Can you tell me more? So what I did was you guys know I like to do all this for you in real time, and I like to populate all of this for you in real time. I ain't scared of no algorithm. So I'll just like pull up some random algorithms and I'll do some math on my own here and show you guys the real deal. So in this case, what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure I left up the earthquake. This is earthquakes over the last 24 hours. So you're seeing, of course, the magnitude would depend on the color. You're seeing some yellows, greens, and oranges. So I left that there because I can always do this. Look. Ta-da! The magic of a clicker or a clicker. Ta-da! Earthquakes on, earthquakes off. Okay. So these are the earthquakes, and I'm going to just confirm past 24 hours. It's filtered by magnitude 1 or greater. I generally leave these on when we're live streaming all the time because I do think it's important to understand what's happening seismically. I only took 2 semesters of seismology, and as a broadcast meteorologist, you're expected to know pretty much everything. 2 semesters of seismology does not make an expert, but I'm pretty darn good at it. I want to make sure that you guys were really comfortable with what you have there. You also see here, we have some weather statements. So once again, I'm going to pull off our earthquake little dots there. See how that pulling that off. Okay. We're going to focus on these special weather statements because we know these are special weather statements because they're always in that beige color. So it's giving us a signal that something is afoot and we're going to start paying attention to it. But what exactly is it? We're going to, of course, have more information on that. So while we're at it, let's just start clicking on what we're seeing because we want to make sure that we're ahead of the weather. All right. So in this case, what we're seeing is a concern for fire weather. So this is interesting. Already seeing very arid conditions. We're seeing wind speeds and wind gusts that could be a problem. So the fire weather watch has been issued as already in effect, technically, starting Tuesday through Tuesday night. But it's been placed already right now, Monday. Okay. So the National Weather Service in North Platte has issued a fire weather watch, which is in effect from Tuesday morning to Tuesday evening. All right. Now I'm going to quickly head over to one of my other models, and I think I'm just going to assume the assumption is just a frontal boundary associated trough. It's one area of low pressure. There's your storm system. It's just one of those things that generally goes along with this case. Not a lot of moisture, so in this case, they're already concerned about the potential for fire weather. And then we're going to go to Colorado. Same deal there. Fire weather watch remains in effect from Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday evening due to the gusty winds, low relative humidity, and that would be for weather zones 224 and 229. Okay, so that's for Colorado. Actually, let me go back. Let me undo this, and let me go back to this fire weather zone. Okay, so this is for fire weather zone 204. Okay, or 204 to be correct. So just keep that in mind for your friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, community, whatever in Nebraska. This will be in this particular region for North Platte has issued a fire weather watch in effect Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening. Affected area, fire weather zone 204, with relative humidity in the teens to the low 20s, and an increase in those winds and wind gusts that could top out at about 35, 40 miles per hour during the afternoon hours. And then we're going to go head down again to Colorado. And this also is a concern. Same deal here, but this is also Tuesday through Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening. And this is in effect has been issued by the National Weather Service in Denver. Okay, for fire weather concerns. So now we're going to have to be really mindful. Okay, this is going to be a community effort. I really say this with it's so earnest, like so much passion when I say this. Oh my gosh. Of course, Dave, anytime. I will always give you guys a weather update anytime you guys need it. But in this case, when we're talking about fire weather concerns, I'm always going to want to make sure that I give those to you right away, because that is that could always be a really big issue, especially when we're talking about a small fire that could turn into something, as we've seen, unfortunately, here in Southern California, right? Something much, much worse. So we're just giving you guys a heads up now, and we're going to keep you abreast when it comes to what's happening with fire weather. We're going to continue eastward, and we're going to move along and start showing you those cold weather type of alerts, including this freeze warning that's been issued. So now we're seeing how, while parts of the nation will be having some concerns with the fire weather watches, as you saw, wind speeds, wind gusts. We're starting to see some issues with cold weather alerts as well. And now we're just making sure, I don't know, places like Kansas, Missouri, are you guys going to be okay as we get these freeze warnings that have been issued? So now we're seeing that this has been issued for starting midnight tonight, local time, CDT, through Tuesday. Sub-freezing temperatures as low as 28 degrees. And we talked about those dipping temperatures, okay? So that's the problem there. Freezing pipes, vegetation. And I don't even say like delicate or sensitive vegetation. In general, that's going to be a problem. Oh, and I'm going to switch gears quickly. We're going to track the storm really fast, guys. Sorry. We're going to head over here. We're also seeing some flood concerns here. So these are our hydrological reports here. Hydrologic reports here, flood warning issued. We're going to talk about that in just one moment, but let's focus on what I just saw here, which was, hold on 1 second. I just saw, here we go. So we're going to loop the storm system, okay, just last hour, and let's see what's populating as far as any of these little storms that are moving through. Looks like they're all fizzling out. Okay, yeah. So that last storm that I was tracking, that little guy, he fizzled out. He's no longer. And so now we're going to move on back to our reports here for flood warning, because technically speaking, whenever we see something like this, like a flood warning, that would take precedence in this case. Okay. So flood warning is a major, major concern, okay, for Kentucky. So please be advised. I want you to make sure that if you have friends in this area, We've seen what's happened to Kentucky a couple weeks ago. Tennessee Valley gets really, really active, as it does oftentimes. I mean, this is anytime you're talking about an area where you're getting the clashes of air masses and you're getting all these weather patterns moving through. You're going to have to just stay alert, and that's why you're going to stay with us here at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. This is our concern here. Would be what's happening in the community, and in this case, would be flood warning. That's been issued by the National Weather Service, and this is going to be in effect through 11 a.m. local time on Tuesday. Okay, let's see, is that correct? Yes, through Tuesday. And then we have other cold weather alerts, including this freeze watch that has been issued as well. So you see there's a lot happening right now. So we've got the freeze watch happening. We've got flood warnings. We have frost advisories. We also have those fire weather watches, and they're all over the nation. This is the back end of the storm system that was bringing rain across parts of the mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, and now we're seeing the Southeast getting some heavier rain. I'm going to remove this satellite, goes without saying. You see the rain. We, of course, have some clouds. So we've got rain clouds. So we're going to take that off right now. Here, let me just show you again. I'm going to pop the satellite back on, and I'm going to take the satellite off. And there you can see the difference there. So I like to just give you guys a little bit of a taste of how it looks, okay? So we're going to loop this for the last hour. Actually, just the last 3 hours. That's fine in this case. Just seeing what's happening with the storm system as it continues to just move eastward and into the Atlantic. So long. See you later. But before it's gone, we do have some more heavy rainfall. So just please be advised. I'm also going to remove the radar quickly because I want to show you. There's another storm. There it is. Oh, he's a little guy. He's fizzling out. But I'm removing the radar because, as you can see here, this is what I was telling you earlier, that my concern was how those temperatures would dip. So now we've got a freeze watch here. So now the issue is, as this rain or this precip continues to just, move along and this storm system moves off into the Atlantic, we're watching now, like, what is the problem, right? So we're seeing North Carolina having an issue, and this is a freeze watch. We also have a special statement here. Let's zoom in to see this, some type of marine statement, I gather. Special weather statement. So that thunderstorm is what they're looking at quickly. It looks like it could be an issue with possible wind impact. So he's fizzling out, but he's still going along. And so now it's a Doppler indicated a little bit of a wind issue there. So we could see some wind damage, and that's what we're seeing there that we could be concerned with, including Holden Beach. So I just want to make sure that we are aware that that is what could be happening in Holden Beach, just as we track that little storm cell that was moving through. Not a strong one, but it's still enough to cause some problems. And you can see here with the winds, in fact. Also, it's where the winds are starting to kind of converge. So it gets a lot more active, and that's where you start to get a lot more dynamic going on there. So if you are in Holden Beach, North Carolina, I want you to be safe. If you have friends in that area, please let them know that they need to be safe, okay? And give them the heads up that they can always follow us here at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. So we're going to go back to a couple of other statements that we have. So see these are marine statements. A marine warning has been issued off the coast of South Carolina. And this is a special marine warning in effect until 10:45 p.m. local time. And that would be really choppy seas. We have gusts up to 34 knots, radar indicated issues there. Small crafts could be damaged in higher winds and suddenly higher waves. So those are the types of situations we always want to be aware of. Also off the coast of Georgia. So a few other weather statements that I think are certainly worth mentioning. Oftentimes we just think of these that are being impacted, that are impacting us here on land, but we've got to look at what's happening in the water as well. So in this case, we're seeing small craft advisories, and we're seeing special marine statements that have been issued by the National Weather Service. Okay, now let's continue. We have, here's another one, we're talking some type of a flood warning issued by the National Weather Service. So portions of southeast Ohio, including the following counties: Jackson and Lawrence. This is in effect until 7 a.m. local time. Numerous roads remain closed due to flooding. Low water crossings are inundated with water and are pretty much impassable. So, all right, this, when we use that term, turn around, don't drown, this is it, okay? Please, if you have friends, family, and this is, you'll be able to do all these things as we move forward in Weather Co-op here in this part of Ohio, okay? Jackson County, Lawrence County, please let them know there are roads that are impassable because of flooding. All right. This is a serious situation. We don't play around when we're talking about flood warnings. Okay. It's just not something we do around here. I don't generally kid around too much when it comes to weather, unless it's, I don't know, sunshine. I have no idea. But I take this stuff seriously because in this case, we're talking about, people that could drown. So once again, turn around, don't drown. Right? You see something, say something, don't go down a road. Also, there could be downed wires. You can't see them under the water. So that's another situation. Now we're seeing, wind. Oh, my Lord. What do we have going on around here? Massachusetts, wind advisories. All right, let's see. So for our friends in the Northeast, I'll be there soon enough for the holidays, for Easter holiday. Let's see. Portions of central, eastern, northeastern, and western Massachusetts. Oh, Massachusetts, you guys, be careful. Okay, we've got gusty winds that will blow around unsecured objects. And you know how stubborn you guys can be in Massachusetts, okay? So you guys know your nickname, right? You know your nickname, right? I'm from Connecticut, but I went to school in Massachusetts, so I know. I'm part of the crew. But I'll tell you, make sure you just tie everything down. Those of you who are probably like me, my family, like we're like, we're getting ready for summer. I was like, spring. Look, the meteorologist in me is logical. The Latina in me, I'm like, it's hot. Let's get outside. Let's go have fun. Let's go have a cookout. I mean, just completely I battle it out in my own body, my own mind, because there is the logical meteorologist who's like, all right, batten down the hatches. And then there's the Latina in me who is like, what? There's a barbecue and it got a little hot. Let's go outside, guys. So I hope y'all can appreciate it if you are Latino or Latina or happen to have a really good Latino or Latina friend. That's just a good time there. Massachusetts, yes, we got wind advisories for you. I also did see some, it looked like for portions, of upstate New York. We got some issues up here, guys. Wind advisories as well. So westerlies that could top out at 25 miles per hour with a gust up to 45, 50, 55 miles per hour, okay? Just something to be aware of. I want you to just be really, when it comes to those wind issues, this is just as this system continues to move along and just go offshore, we're just watching a couple of problems we just got to take care of. All right, we're just making sure we're cleaning house around here, and then we have winter weather advisories up Maine. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, but you're really far north, and that's what's happening right now. You get some colder air in, but I want you to be really, really safe though, because some of you also had some precip across New England, and any of that precip, of course, could change over as you flirt with the freezing mark. And oftentimes, you don't even have to hit 32. Like you could have a little layer of cold air, just enough to just change things over. So just be aware here, wherever if you were in an area today in and along the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, and even right now the Southeast. Let's put our radar back up. There you go. See? And you see that temperatures are dipping. As I showed you earlier, we went back to, let's see. Let's go back to those temperatures again. You'll get a little bit of they'll go, I think, blank for 1 minute, and then we're going to go back. Is it looping? Give it a second. It's just thinking. We're going over our temperatures again. So we're still seeing lots of 40s. We're seeing lots of 30s as well. Roanoke, you're in the 60s right now with that rain. We're watching how there was, the potential for something, a strongish storm there. 61 degrees with that rain. Charlotte at 69. Charleston at 69. Jacksonville 70. No, I'm sorry. Let's go a little bit closer. Jacksonville at 69. Miami at 78 degrees right now. Buffalo below the freezing mark, and we have let's see, Boston at 38, and lots of 40s up and along the East Coast through the Mid Atlantic. So please be advised whenever, again, we're going to pop our radar back on. Whenever we do that, the concern, of course, is the precip. And don't forget here, these are earthquakes reported. Seismographs, of course, reported these over the past 24 hours. So I'm always going to leave this up for you guys. I think it's always important for you all to see. The Oklahoma as well had a report there. So that'll be up on our Weather Co-op page. This is streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are Weather Co-op, or Weather Meets Community, and it's about keeping you really safe during all types of weather and at any time. And it's about you and your community. Weather and community intersect with us here because of us, because of the work that we do for you guys, because we want to keep you safe. Let's remove that satellite once again. We're watching the rain that's moving off the eastern seaboard. Now, I'm going to go to another product right now. Let's see if I can get to it. Would be our Futurecast. Now, do I see us having an issue with any type of severe weather, as in, like, let's just say we're looking at the chance for any tornadoes? I don't see that threat. Do I see some strong storms coming through? Yes. And so we'll talk about that quickly, but I'm going to jump to this quick graphic here. And this is our day 1, 2, and 3 Storm Prediction Center outlook. And excuse the fact that it's giving a little bit of a lag time. That's just because for some reason my clicker is disconnected, and so I have to actually just manually push it through, which is that's a first world problem, FYI, by the way, that my clicker is not working and I have to click it. So it's fine. But we're quickly looking through to see. Today we were seeing the day 1 marginal risks, who had that slight risk of thunderstorm, and now we're seeing day 2, and we're seeing some issues for parts of the Great Plains, parts of the Northwest, southern Florida, and then parts of the Ohio Valley seeing some issues along with the northern plains. Okay, so this is the next couple of days as we see it. We go day 1, 2, and 3 as issued by the Storm Prediction Center. And those guys do a fantastic job every day of the year. They're just so brilliant. And here we are with our Futurecast hour by hour. And remember, because of how I have this set up, I have it at CDT. So we're going to move this forward 72 hours, and we're going to see how everything is maneuvering along. In fact, I'm going to toggle it instead of just playing it. I think it's better because I want to go slow. So here on the eastern seaboard, let's see if we can get my little blue hand. See my okay, there's my blue hand. Can you see my blue hand? All right, there it is. So we're watching the rest of this system, right, move off, okay, into the Atlantic. But we're concerned with what's changing over, all right? So if you experience any precip and you're seeing this here, that hail, rather the glaze, the mix, wintry type of colors here on the legend, just please be advised and tell your friends and family in that area as well, because this is, it's night right now. So you want to make sure that you guys are keeping people safe and making sure you're reporting, updating. Hey, I saw that you had some rain. For example, my husband's on the East Coast, for example. Hey, I saw that you guys had some rain today, and just want to make sure as you're driving home at night that you don't get any icy spots. Although temperatures are in the 40s right now across New England for the most part, with the exception of Boston, 38. It's still worth letting them know here, because I don't like whenever I see that change over. Okay, so let's continue hour by hour. Remember, Central Time, that's what this is going by. So 4 a.m. Central, we're still seeing the back edge of that system moving just offshore, upstate New York, Pennsylvania. Got some looks like you have a little bit of a wintry mix there moving through. Also, parts of the Appalachians, the Piedmont. Also, let's see. Oh, my affirmations just went off. Hold on. Can you guys hear that? I've set my affirmations throughout the day and it just went off. Okay, thank you. Thanks, universe. Okay, so we're going to continue moving through. And, oh, this is interesting. Look what happens here with the wind. See, this is what I was talking about. Remember when we said, when we looked at day 1, 2, and 3, and we saw that blotch in the middle there? So we're continuing along. You see the winds are a problem. Look what's happening in the Gulf. Okay, we got a little anticyclonic rotation. And remember, what's anticyclonic here? It is an area of high pressure sitting over the Gulf, okay? So that's happening. We'll continue to move that through. Once more, we're going to go back, and then we're going to move forward, getting some rain, moving through parts of the Ohio Valley, up and along west. Here we go. Parts of the Central Plains, Ohio Valley, down through the Mississippi Valley, and along Appalachia and the East Coast. So later this week, you've got some more rain headed your way. I do hope you enjoyed this weather update. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. My job is to make sure we keep you safe around here. And you guys can always ask us any questions. You can DM us, or you can send us an email at weather@weathercoop.com, info@weathercoop.com, social@weathercoop.com, or you can just email me directly, erica@weathercoop.com, and I promise you, somebody always answers. Okay, we always respond to any and every single weather question. So I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to call it a night. And then what I'm going to do, guys, is just keep you guys abreast with the real-time updates streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We just don't skip weather around here because the weather doesn't stop. So why should we stop, right? Doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. Once again, have a wonderful night, and I hope you guys are all having a great start to your work week. Bye.